Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for Horizon Forbidden West, and today I want to talk about some of the new information because the team have once again dropped another blog post, this time talking a bit more about the world that we'll be exploring. Honestly, every time I get one of these new articles, I just really look forward to it because this is a game that I can't wait to play, and even though they're not necessarily giving us brand new trailers, we don't get to see extensive new gameplay, just hearing about the design philosophy behind it, hearing about some of the design decisions, and also just learning little bits about the game here and there, honestly, it just helps fuel the hype. So I'm excited. And if you guys are excited too, don't forget to drop a like on this video. Of course, let me know in the comments down below what from the stuff you've seen or heard so far are you most excited about? What sort of new features do you really want to experience? And of course, don't forget to subscribe because we'll have plenty more content on the game. Speaking of which, before I dive into the video today, I feel like confession time. I haven't actually finished Horizon Zero Dawn yet. I know this is going to be one of those moments you're like, wait a minute, what? How dare you? Listen, right? I played through the game. I played through a good chunk of the game. I really enjoyed it, but it was a very busy time of year and I never actually quite finished it. But I am replaying through it this week, in fact, because I want to make sure that I get caught up before next year. So in about a week's time, I will have rectified that mistake. So please forgive me, but I feel like it's important to be honest with you guys. Anyway, let's talk about world building. So first things first, the article has an interview with the lead living world designer. And the question asks, like, when you explore the world of Forbidden West, how do you create a lush and thriving world filled with activities, but without overwhelming people or of course detracting from the overarching story? To which the answer was, when you walk through Forbidden West, everything should feel like it belongs there. The Living World team at Guerrilla works on aspects of the game that make the world feel authentic and alive. The tribes, the settlements, and the people within them, there's basically intention behind everything they place in the world, and they're not just dropping something in to fill a gap. They then said that one of their main challenges is translating the narrative framework into visuals that are integral to the world itself. For example, the Tenekth warriors are known to be competitive and combat focused, but so are the other tribes. So how do they distinguish them and how do they communicate that visually? It then becomes all about the details, the animations and the behaviors. Within their settlements, you'll see that the Tenekth specifically, they'll be working out, which you know I need to go and check out, right? If you guys haven't seen the fitness stuff recently, I've been checking out video game gyms. So I want to see what they've got. I expect like a full-scale stone gym, but anyway, you'll see them working out, readying themselves for battle, that kind of stuff. They're often younger because they need to be capable warriors. Their base is an ancient ruin from which they've picked up certain old world gestures that they may not fully understand, like using the military salute to say hello. Ultimately though, they said that their goal is to make sure NPCs feel connected to where they live, and they work closely with the internal teams, such as the narrative, the quest, and the environment teams, to make sure that every location feels authentic. One of these even goes into the sort of idle animations for NPCs. They said that, you know, NPC idle animations that kind of make tribes feel like they have their own personality and history rather than just walking around like kind of basic words, basically. They said that within their system, you can create rules such as reactions, walking paths, and other animations. And they then have an attitude system which determines a personality. This then means that they can create unique people who behave like individuals within the world, and again, don't just walk around like mindless AI drones. They're constantly adding layers of authenticity within the world through animations and behaviors. So when members of a tribe are in their settlement, their safe spaces, they act like themselves. For example, the Oseram are a social and historically patriarchal tribe, so their animations are more sort of shoulder punches and high fives. The Otaru, on the other hand, are laid back, so they often sit down together and will be a bit more touchy-feely. And as the player moves around the world, these are potential subconscious hints that will help you visualize where you are in the world. All of this, again, all happens within the game's narrative framework. But then when it comes to settlements, they said that, of course, focusing on building out the settlements in Forbidden West, they want to talk about how these are not just set pieces for Aloy to interact with and buy gear, they actually all have their own personalities. They said that when designing the core features that form some of the progression systems in the game, these features have always been built into dialogue with the rest of the game's design. But beyond the narrative of Horizon, it's imperative that all systems work together in harmony to give their players a fantastic experience from the first time they pick up their controller. They said that balancing progression is a leading focus for them, making sure that every player is readily able to acquire a set of gear that feels great for them in combat, whilst still remaining powerful enough to tackle all the challenges over the course of the game. So they built an ecosystem that rewards the player for engaging deeply with the whole world of Horizon Forbidden West, whilst also remaining friendly for those that want to stay focused on the core narrative. So again, you're not going to necessarily have to go grinding for that perfect armor set, but you will of course be rewarded along the way. And at the heart of these settlements in Horizon Forbidden West, you're going to be finding a ton of cool stuff. You'll find weapons, outfits, all the upgrades you could possibly need to continue your journey. They said they wanted towns and villages across the game to feel lived in, vibrant and useful, and in each settlement across the world you'll find opportunities for adventure. They are filled with merchants and vendors, stitchers who can sell Aloy powerful and awesome looking outfits in exchange for shards and machine parts, hunters who offer an array of tactical new weaponry, herbalists who sell potent potions to Aloy to kind of help her out in battle, cooks who prepare like invigorating meals, basically lots of different characters. But of course on top of that you then have the weapon customization aspect, which I cannot wait to explore more of. The kind of top level for this is it looks like they've been thinking about sort of nuanced builds and ecosystems for building and selling gear, and it also seems like they focus a lot more on sort of which tribes could sell certain types of gear. So kind of think about it like in Zelda, how Gorons have like massive weapons that feel like they fit in the narrative as opposed to say like the Rito who have bows because they're aerial specialists. That's kind of the feel they want to go for in this game. They also talk about workbenches, which obviously if you guys played, say, The Last of Us, kind of a place to sort of on-the-fly upgrade things and stuff like that. They said that weapons and outfits are even more potent and stylish than before. Weapons now have extra perks to make them even more specialized. We actually covered that in a previous video if you guys want to sort of hear more about some of the gear and things like that. We posted that the other week. They said that outfits do not only provide resistance to the many damage types, but they also stack bonuses on top of Aloy's skills on the skill tree. So again, you're also going to be picking your outfits to sort of complement your chosen playstyle. The narrative of Horizon and the sort of vibrant cultures that inhabit the world were basically a huge source of inspiration for Aloy's outfits. Clothing, of course, reflects a unique style, as well as the materials a tribe has access to and sort of knows how to use. So again, hunters from the Nora tribe tend to favour ranged combat and stealthy hunting. Karja excel at the use of traps and tripwires. The Yosaram love fighting up close and personal with a hammer, which definitely sounds like my kind of thing. And the Tenok and the Otaru have their own preferences as well. And the outfits, again, that Aloy can acquire from each culture tend to reflect and support those playstyles. Finally, to elaborate a little bit more on the workbenches we mentioned, of course they spoke about that in the gameplay trailer, they said that you'll find these all over the world and Aloy can basically forge machine parts that she's harvested into her weapons and outfits, upgrading them to be even stronger. As you travel the Forbidden West, take note of machines that have visible horns, claws, tusks or tails, because while early upgrades may just need a bit of sort of braided wire or sturdy hardplate, if you want extra mod slots, the strongest perks or the biggest resistances, you're going to want to make sure that you shoot off, say, the Tremor Tusk's parts to take it down. And let me just say, as a Monster Hunter player, I am very experienced in this, so I'm going to be a hunting specialist. They said that more advanced upgrades will also require resources from specific machines, and Aloy's focus ability can actually help scan the machines, identify key resources, and tag them for easy tracking. So of course, that's going to come in super handy. They said if you're ever on short supply, merchants will also happily take valuables to sell off your hands, and if you need more, then of course, external machine parts can also be harvested and sold for a fair price. Basically, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. But I do think it's really, really cool when you sort of just see the design process behind it, where, you know, they're not just creating tribes just to kind of like plop them into the world. They really are thinking about how they actually like fit into the world. So when you're kind of in there, you're immersed and everything sort of fits the story they're trying to tell. And it's not just like, seemingly random additions. So I think that sounds very awesome. But anyway, that being said, that is your news update on Horizon Forbidden West so far. Again, if you missed any of the ones we posted recently, check them out over on the channel and do keep it locked because of course, once the game drops next year, we'll have plenty of coverage for you. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to catch more from us, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest uploads. And if you want somewhere to hang out, play games, or chat all things from games to anime, food to fitness, consider joining the HyperX Gaming Discord.